Okay, I'm not a big fan of Disney's value resorts. They're the cheapest, and quite frankly, I've always felt that way. It's like Disney was skimping just because they knew they could. But after staying at the All-Stars movies, well, I feel the same way. The common areas like the hallways, they're starting to look a bit run down, and the rooms are in need of an upgrade. I still won't stay in sports. All the baseball, softball, and cheerleading competitors do. Or music. All the bands do. And there's a reason for a phrase like, 1 year at band camp. But if you're looking for a place to lay your head at night, it's okay. I mean, Disney still has the worst pillows on the face of the planet. They keep talking about how they're upgrading their games on their mattresses, but oh yeah, Joe, stop by the closeout store and pick up some reject pillows. Just make sure you can get enough for the whole resort in one Sprinter van, because that's all we can spare. See, the best part about entering a place with low expectations is that you're very easily impressed by the smallest of things. We'd always booked a room with 2 beds out of habit, really, because, we're just used to having one kid or another show up during the trip. But this time we went with the king size, and it's amazing how much more room there is to maneuver the wheelchair around inside a king-size room. And as you can see here, the shower was quite surprising. It was large, had enough handrails, had a good shower, and a good shower seat. Movies is a value resort, so ordinarily it would have 2 doubles, not 2 queens. And here's the layout, thanks to my friends over at yourfirstvisit.net. It would be a little better to have a little bit more room along the foot of the bed. The other thing that bothers me is, why aren't all the handicap rooms not on the first floor? I mean, if the elevators go out, how do you get down? I mean, sure, Reedy Creek has that monorail lift truck, but there still aren't any gates at the railings. I know, I've looked. Now, there are 2 pools, neither of which is 0 entry, but the Mighty Duck Pond pool, the one we went in, 3 of its 4 corners had wide steps with handrails, and handicapped chairlifts are available at both pools, and the lifeguards tell me they see them used about once a week. After guests are done with the chairlift at a guarded pool, the lifeguards will call for a coordinator, which is Disney speak for a supervisor, to re-secure the chairlift. Unguarded pools are inspected daily, and they have them re-secured then. Now, the bigger pool, the Fantasia pool, is really cool. But you'll also notice as you get closer to the front gates that you can't go in here in a wheelchair, because there's steps right on the other side of the gates. So you got to go around to the side to either one of the gates on the left or right side. But once inside, be prepared for some splashing good fun. This is also where the recreation cast members have daily games and events. And on the pool deck, right behind Mickey, you'll find some ping pong tables. Separated across the walkway from the main pool is the kiddie pool. And I thought this was a great location. It kept the kids away from the bigger kids where they might get hurt, and was a better way to keep the tots in check. I played hockey as a kid, and I did love staying in the hockey-themed area. The award for best themed area has to be Toy Story. I mean, you go into Andy's room. They built the oversized doorway on one side and the oversized window with that familiar wallpaper on the other. Woody's just flopped there waiting for all the humans to go to bed, and Buzz stands there straight and staring like an action figure. But we know the truth. RC's parked outside for the kids to play on, and the bucketed soldiers make the perfect stairwell covers. And all they do try really hard. I just don't think the 101 Dalmatians themed area or the Fantasia 2000 themed area, or even one of my favorite movies of all time, Herbie the Love Bug, can even keep up at that point. Now here's the part you've all been waiting for me to tear apart the food court. Unfortunately, the food court wasn't that bad either. There were a lot of selections, there were no crazy lines, even with the last day being part of the official marathon weekend. Well, Disney still doesn't understand how the country gravy works in the morning. I guess I'll just keep trying, and they'll keep disappointing each time I order biscuits and gravy. My only hope is that one day they'll get a college program kid in food and beverage from UNC, and that'll fix the problem once and for all. Aside from that, we ate a bunch of our meals here, and they were all good. We never had a bad meal the whole time we were here. We'd also take our breakfast tray and go down to the Fantasia pool and sit by the pool and eat breakfast. It was really nice. Now, also located in Cinema Hall is Donald's Double Feature. You know, the store. Looks like they're big into Stitch. More April stuff.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing good yourself.
So far, so good.
That's good. If you need anything, let me know.
All right, I'll do that. It's only day 2, so. Here you can get your drinks, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic. Anything and everything with the name Disney on it. Anything you could possibly think of to make your stay a little more pleasant. And of course, park package pickup. And movies under the stars here aren't, and I don't care. They built the nicest facility, the real spot, a covered, mostly screened patio with fans, chairs, and tables to watch Disney movies every night. They have a built-in video system showing the movies on a motorized screen, while they hand out complimentary family-sized bags of popped Pop Secret popcorn, regular or white cheddar. It's so much better than a blow-up screen on a lawn where they haven't even dimmed the lights along the path. Even when the obnoxiously loud Brooklynites showed up, yes, I am sure that's where they were from, for a meeting on a nearby path, the cast member was able to increase the volume so we could hear every word of Coco. No more guess the dialogue with Bob and Jean. And now, back to the rooms. Our resort manager did welcome us back as returning guests, and the stuff is starting to look a little bit worn out. I mean, the chested drawers didn't actually match the color of the rest of the chest. And you can see that the lights were there for where the 2 double beds used to be. The carpet is starting to look a little bit worn out. And the mini fridges always fascinate me. How does Disney manage to make them smaller and smaller every year? I mean, there is enough room for a 10-pack of mini sodas, you know, the 7.5-ounce ones, and a couple of loose cans. So, enough for insulin and formula. Overall, not really a bad stay at all. I didn't hear the first kid outside my window until Saturday 8:30 a.m., just passing by. So, will I go back to All-Star Movies? Don't know. I guess I would if I had to. Well, my pet peeves will always be my same pet peeves. It's a balcony resort, so it's going to be noisy. And then they're always going to have these carts that are blocking your way. No matter what you do, it's tough to get a wheelchair around. But you do have the opportunity to visit a Herbie that was actually used in the Magic Kingdom parades. And I have still yet to try anything on the secret menu at the world premiere food court. Nor have I gone to Silver Screen Spirits, which opens both into the food court and onto the patio out back. Checking in on Wednesday and checked out on Saturday morning, we paid between $124 to $134 a night. The exception being Friday night, where we spent $168, and the only meal we ate consistently at the resort was breakfast, which cost us about $20 for the 2 of us. And there was that one trip we made to McDonald's. Emmy's patiently waiting for your likes and comments. And if you do like the videos, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? When you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell icon. That way you'll be notified the next time I upload a video. Thanks for watching. See you next time.